Hi guys, welcome back to another video. My name is Debbie, and if you are not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Click that button down below and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. So for today's look, I'm going to show you a sweat-proof makeup look. I am going to start off with the eyes and then move on to the base and everything. So for today's palette, I am going to be using this one from Morphe. This is the Stunning Vibes palette, the 35V. And this is what it looks like. I haven't used this one in a while, so I figured I would just like bring it out and see what I come up with because I haven't used it. So like I said, my eyes are prepped and ready, and I'm just gonna start. I'm gonna grab this Morphe M506 brush right here. I feel like I want to do maybe something nice like purple, maybe use this duochrome shade right here. This is super pretty, you guys. Look at this. This is super pretty. It's like, sorry, I have like things all over right now. So this is the color right here. Let me just swatch it. Look how pretty that is. It's like you get purple, brown, blue, really pretty duochrome. So that's what I want to use today. And that's what we're gonna do. So maybe I'll do a halo, I don't know, but that's maybe a color that I'm definitely gonna go in with. So I think I'm gonna start, you know what? I'm gonna grab a blending brush first, and I'm gonna start off with this shade right here. This one is called Scandal. This is definitely like one of my go-to shades, so gotta love it. I'm going to apply this in our transition area, right there. This is just a BH Cosmetics blending brush. And I love BH Cosmetics brushes, you guys. I want to pick up another set. I just need to go on there and see what else they have that's maybe new that I don't own. But I want to get this It Cosmetics brush. It's a foundation brush, and it's just like, it's $48 freaking. Like, it's so expensive. All right, so now I'm gonna grab this brush right here. This is a Morphe M433 brush, and I'm gonna go in with this shade right here. This one is called Vixen. It's right next to Scandal. I'm gonna tap off whatever's on the brush, and I'm just going to flip the brush where the shadow is and apply that right into the crease, just like that. So we're gonna define that crease before we go in with the next shadow. All right, so moving on with the Morphe M506 brush, it's this one right here. I am going to go in with Seduced and Addicted. So they're both pretty like purpley mauvey tones. So those two right there, this one right here, and then this one, oh, I can't see. I feel like when I'm looking into the right here. All right, so these two shades right there. I'm mixing them both together. And I'm going to start off right here on the outer V and just apply that right there. Concentrate it right here. If you want to pat it on first and then blend it, that's fine. I'm also going to apply it right here on the inner corner of the eye, as well as into the crease, and then bring it in. And that's okay, don't worry, because we are going to, you know, if it looks messy, don't worry about it. We're gonna go in and fix it. So as long as you just apply it right here on the inner and outer V, we're good. So that's what we have going on so far. There you go. And now we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. All right, so now I'm gonna grab this shade right here. This one is called Ride or Die. So I'm gonna grab my middle finger, and I'm just going to apply that right in the center of the eye. So as you can see, it's like a halo. Just like that. This is a really pretty duochrome. I remember using a shade just like this from one of the Wet n Wild palettes, like years ago. So pretty. I just love the reflex. It just gives you, like, depending on what light you hit, it looks blue, it looks brown, it looks purple. It's such a gorgeous shade. And this look is super simple. If you don't want to use your finger, you can go in with a brush, like a flat shader brush, and maybe even wet it, and it'll just look a lot more, you know, better. But I mean, I like the way it looks when I apply it with the finger. It looks good. Now I'm going to go right back in with the BH Cosmetics blending brush, and I'm going to grab a little bit of this shade right here. This is like a brownie, orangey brownie shade, and I'm going to apply that. It's called Turned On, sorry. And I'm just going to grab that and apply it right here in the transition area. And it's just going to give the eye a little bit more of a pop. You see that? It's really pretty. It blends in very nicely with all the colors. As you can see, blends really nicely with the duochrome shade and the purple, the dark purple tones. Really pretty. All right, so now I'm gonna grab this other BH Cosmetics brush. It's a little bit thicker, more fluffy, and it's just gonna soften up the edges, just like that. And it's super soft when I blend, so I love brushes like this. All right, so now that I'm done with the eyes, as you can see, I try to keep it as simple as possible, but at the same time, try to make it look like we did a lot of work on the eyes, but we really didn't. But you know what? That's the whole point. We want to fool people in thinking that we really know our thing, and that's what we have right now. So it may not look like much at the moment. That's just because everything else is incomplete, but at the end, it always comes out and looks beautiful. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to clean up all of this fallout, of course, and apply some lashes, and then once I'm done, I will be back and we will continue on with the base and everything. All right, guys, so as you can see, I'm back. I finished applying my lashes. I went in with some Ardell 207s. They are super duper like full, and I just like these. They're very comfortable. They were easy to apply, and because, you know, I'm so used to my Kiss number 11 lashes, but these are just really, really nice. I like the fact that they're full, and yeah. So moving on to the face. Now that I cleaned up all of the fallouts and all that good stuff, I'm going to move on to face primer as usual. So I love this one right here. I've been totally obsessed, just the same as everybody else. Like, everybody is like obsessed with this, and I definitely understand why. It definitely like grips. That's what it's called. It's like the grip primer, the hydro grip primer, and I like the fact that it's very hydrating, and you just feel that it's just going to like grab onto that foundation and just hold on really tight, and it's going to help last throughout the day. So I'm just going to add a little bit of this because honestly a little bit goes a long way. So I'm just going to apply this all over, you guys. All right, so for the second primer, you guys know I love to go in with two, one for the whole face and then one specifically for the pores. So the one I'm going to be using today is this one right here. This is the Touch in Sol No Pore Blem Primer. I have been loving this, you guys, and honestly, like half a pump is perfect amount for me. This is literally like super creamy, super hydrating, and the reason why I only use like maybe half a pump is because I only use it in this area right here on the nose and a little bit on the chin, and that's really it. I don't really have issues besides those areas, you know. Another really good primer is this one right here from e.l.f. This one right here, you guys, is like amazing. So if you don't have that one, this one will definitely work just as well. The only reason why I prefer this one is because I am going in with a matte foundation and I need a hydrating base. And this one from e.l.f. is not hydrating, so this is why, again, I'm going in with the Touch in Sol. So that is the only reason why, or else I would use the e.l.f. because the e.l.f. is just like really, really good. So if you don't own that one, like I said, you could definitely use the e.l.f. or whatever pore filling primer you have. It doesn't have to be either one of these two, but just to give you guys, you know, a different, you know, choice in primers. So I'm also going to grab this right here. This is my Mario Badescu Rose Water Spray. I'm going to spray my face. Just like I said before, I want to make sure that my face is fully hydrated before I go in with this foundation, because I know this foundation right here, this is the Wet n Wild, and this is the Photo Focus foundation. I have it in the shade Golden Beige and Desert Beige. These two together make my perfect shade. So the reason why I like to make sure that my skin is nice and prepped and like hydrated and ready for this foundation is because I've noticed that if I don't prep my skin, meaning this is a matte foundation, so this right here is going to like crease right here, and it's just going to stick to my dry patches. So I don't want that, especially since I know that this foundation is so good, but I have to make sure that I hydrate my skin very well, you know, prep my skin very well. So that is the only reason why I do that before going in with it. So this right here, you guys, is amazing, like so good. It gives you that nice full coverage too, and it's matte, and it's definitely going to last a long time, you know, during the summer or those really hot days during the springtime, because we're getting those, you guys. We are getting those. This weather is crazy. It could be rainy, it could be like ridiculously hot, like I don't know, but I know that this foundation right here is really good, and it definitely holds up throughout the day for me. All right, so what I'm going to do first is I'm going to mix these foundations. I'm going to apply one first and then the other. Alright, so now to blend it out, I'm going to grab my Real Technique sponge and just blend this all over my face. Alright guys, so moving on to concealer. I don't use this one very often in my videos, but it is one of my favorites. It is such a good concealer. It's a little bit more expensive. It's not drugstore. But this is the Too Faced Born This Way concealer. This is a multi-use concealer, and I have mine in the shade Warm Beige. I'm actually almost out of it, but I do have a backup. So, you know, and a little bit of this goes a long way. It's really good coverage, and honestly, like if you don't own this, I feel like this one right here is pretty good. I mean, very comparable to the Too Faced one, but this one I know a lot of people compare it to the Tarte Shape Tape, but yes, it's also very similar to that. But I feel like these two are literally like the exact same thing to me as well. So, I mean, either one, you guys, it doesn't matter. High-end, drugstore, it really doesn't matter. I just, you know, I'm just showing you what I use. And I'm just going to blend my under eye with the damp sponge. I'm so sorry, you guys. I really apologize. I just realized that my microphone was a little farther away from me than usual, so I'm hoping that the audio is really not terrible when I was applying the foundation and the under eye concealer. But now I'm going to move into this right here. This is another Too Faced concealer in the shade Mocha, and I like to use this to cream contour. And this, you guys, literally just use the littlest bit because, oh my god. And to blend that out, I'm going to grab this Real Techniques brush, and I'm just going to go over and pat it just like that. And then I like to go over everything with a damp sponge just to make sure that there are no harsh edges and everything. Just smooths everything out and makes everything look way more flawless than what it is. So now I'm just going to use the sponge and just go over everything. Now I'm going to go in with some of my RCMA powder and this e.l.f. blush brush, and I'm just going to set the under eye and all those other areas that need, you know, to be set. Alright guys, so now I'm going to go in with bronzer. I'm going to go in with the Morphe Hi-Fi 8 palette, and it's this one right here. I am going to grab my, where is this brush? Where's my favorite brush? Right here. This is the Kenzie brush. It's an angled brush, and I'm just going to grab the shade Debutante from the palette and just go over the cream contour that I did. Alright, so now moving on to highlighter, I'm going to grab these two highlighters right here, this one and this one. Those are my favorite two to mix together. And I'm just going to apply that right here. They're super pretty. I like these highlights very much. I'm going to apply a little bit on the tip of my nose, Cupid's bow. I'm going to go in with a little bit on the brow bone. Just like that. Alright, so now moving right back into the eyes, I'm going to grab this brush right here. This one is a Sigma short shader. This is the E20. And I'm going to grab the shade right here. This one is called Tryst. And I'm just going to apply that on the lower lash line. And now I'm going to grab a little bit of this shade right here. This one is called Heat. And I'm using the same brush and applying that right over Tryst. And this is just going to warm up that shade a little bit more. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this pencil brush. This is a, what is this? This is a BH Cosmetics pencil brush, and I'm going to go in with the shade right here. This one is called Heartbreaker, and I'm going to mix it with a little bit of Lust, and I'm just going to apply that right here on the inner corner. Blend that in just like that. Ooh, that's super pretty. Ooh, this is gorgeous. This really tied in everything together, you guys. It really did. It looks so good. Really, really pretty. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add a little bit of mascara on the lower lash line. For lips, I'm going to go in with this lip liner right here. This one's from MAC in the shade Whirl. I'm also going to grab this lipstick right here. This one is from L'Oreal, and this one's in the shade All Out Pout. And for lip gloss, I'm going to go in with this one from NYX. This one is in the shade Apple Strudel. Alright, so now to set my face, I'm going to go in with this right here. This setting spray is like the best. No joke. It is super affordable, less than like $8. But this one right here is the Rimmel Stay Matte Fix and Go 2-in-1 primer and setting spray. Shine control, locks in makeup, quick dry, oil free. This, you guys, it is like no joke. I feel like it's hairspray, to be honest with you. It smells like hairspray, it reminds me of hairspray, and it just feels tacky to where you feel like, you know your makeup's gonna last. It's just gonna hold. So this is all I'm gonna do, and that, you guys, is it. So here we go. Alright guys, so this is the final look right here. I hope you guys enjoyed it. This is my sweat-proof makeup look. All of these products right here, you guys, are so good for those summer days. Like, it will hold your makeup in place. All of these products work so well together. It'll make your makeup last, and like I said, it will not budge. Like, no joke. It will stay in place. And I've definitely used all of these products together, and I've had no issues. So I hope you guys enjoyed me sharing this with you. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't yet. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.